Welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV drama series. Today's drama story is about my friend the Extremist. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So back around Heavensward, around 3.1, I believe, I was invited by a friend to play Final Fantasy XIV. He had bought me a code with the Heavensward expansion, and I was ecstatic as I always wanted to play. Well, he and I got some other friends involved and had a party of 4 to game on it. I was very new to MMOs and the Final Fantasy series, so I was hyped to try it out. Looking at all the jobs back then, I decided to start with Black Mage / Thaumaturge, as this was the most interesting in concept to me. My friend at the time told me, "Don't try Black Mage, they suck." But I went ahead anyways. I should have realized where this was going to go by that statement alone, but I ignored the red flags. So we were leveling and months go by and we are playing probably a few times a week and doing all the story content together. I asked if I should pay attention to the story as he had played this before, and he told me, "No, the story's gay. Don't pay attention to it." Oh my god. I found that statement odd, but shrugged it off, as he would say some strange things from time to time. So he was skipping the story and forced me to skip the story with him to keep up, or he'd get upset. I didn't have many friends, and since I knew him IRL, I did not want to upset him. By the time we finished ARR, I was invested in the world and was enjoying playing Black Mage, which would be my primary job. As we are starting Heavensward, he one day in Discord tells me that I should switch to Dragoon as it was a better DPS job than the shit you're playing. I took his word for it and made the switch, even though I really wanted to play Black Mage. Oh my god, don't let anyone tell you what to play and what to do in the game. You should always play the game how you want to play the game. Well, he didn't like the idea as he thought casters were bad and was obsessed with the meta, and after starting Heavensward would parse dungeon content and make sure I was doing good DPS. Parsing dungeons? By the time we finished Heavensward, we took a short break to prepare for Stormblood, as it took us way too long to get through Heavensward. At this point, I had switched back to Black Mage, and once Stormblood was in full swing, he continued to parse dungeons and trials and would tell me how poor I was at Black Mage compared to his damage as a warrior. I decided to stop playing with him for a bit, as I was focused on other real-world stuff, but he kept playing the game going strong. About a few months later, he had joined a static and was gloating about being a Savage Raider. I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'd like to join in on that." So he took me on as a sub into his Stormblood raid and had not told me about how difficult the Savage was or that I would need to watch a video. We were doing the Savage content and I was failing mechanics, and I eventually left as I was overwhelmed. I decided to go to bed that night and felt bad that I was just not helping them at all. The next day, I woke up to a message stating that I parsed so poorly and that I'm such a bad Black Mage that I should just stop playing the game and that he would not play with me anymore. This took me off guard, as he was like my only friend, and it really hurt to be treated like this over a video game. Man, that sounds like a terrible friend already. I didn't talk to him for about a year after that and stopped playing Final Fantasy XIV completely. All the while, he was still playing the game. Eventually, around the middle of Shadowbringers, I saw the game on sale and decided to purchase the expansion and get back in on my own. Eventually, he saw that I was online and we started to talk again, and was basically just using that as an excuse to gloat about his UCOB clear and to share about how well he parses. I didn't really care to hear about that, but we decided to play a little again. Oh no, they started playing with him again. Things settled down after that and was chill. I'm unsure if he parsed me in dungeons and things, but I was enjoying playing the game whether I was playing with anyone or not. I remember leveling all my crafters, and he started to beg me for gear and potions and food, and being my friend, I was happy to oblige. However, I didn't know that I couldn't craft high-end stuff as I wasn't pentamelded at that point. He then proceeded to tell me I wasted his time and got upset at me. I was a lot more sure of myself as years passed, so I shrugged this off. Eventually, we got a group of people playing stuff in the game, and we were in Discord talking about life and stuff. Well, all of a sudden, he brought up how he had joined the Proud Boys, an alt-right extremist group. I was immediately stunned at this revelation as someone I knew personally was an extremist. I realized all of the insane things he would say, including an increasing amount of racial slurs over the years, has culminated in this bizarre turn of events. Needless to say, I block him shortly after, and the ensuing chaos was a nightmare. Having this guy so ingrained in my life prior, and all of my friends being his friend, I basically was left without anyone from Discord. At this point, I no longer talked to anyone from that Discord group as it devolved at a rapid pace, all because of one extreme individual. I understand now how awful all of that was, and I regret not calling him out on his terrible, terrible things that he would say. And I didn't know any better back then, honestly. But the good news is that I am now in an FC and a static with wonderful new friends, and I just cleared UU myself. Aww. I still don't parse the best, average blue usually, but I'm playing black mage and have a deep understanding of my role on my team. I have accomplished so much despite the trauma I have revolving around the game, and I'm happy that I can still enjoy it. Yay. Wait, are Proud Boys parsers? I don't know. I've never heard of that group, honestly, but it sounds like you guys all know about this group called Proud Boys. Oh, they are a political group. Okay, so this is new to me because I'm not like American. It's outside of FF14. Okay, I thought this was an FF14 thing at first. And I was like, oh shit, how do you guys know about this? But it's an outside thing. Okay, I see. Gotcha. But I'm so happy for the OP. And screw that friend, man. How they treated them, it was like telling them what to do in the game and just like trying to make the OP a pawn for them. They wanted the OP to skip the story to be where they were up to in the game. They wanted the OP to play a certain job for the OP to raid with them. They wanted the OP to make potions and stuff when he could just buy his own potions or make them himself. Yeah, it just felt like the friend was just selfish and thinking about themselves and basically trying to use the OP for things. Yeah, and that's not a real friend. Everyone should let people play how they want to play and what jobs they want to play. Whatever job makes them happy. Also, they didn't even seem to reflect on why the OP left the game for a bit. They just like, as soon as their friend came back, they were like, okay, cool, like I can use you again. Or they didn't ever ask like, why did you stop playing the game? Like, are you okay? Like, there was no self-reflection, you know? That's why I was a little bit surprised that the OP played with them again, but I get it. I guess the OP moved on and was like, let's give this friend another try. And they were just like, nope, no changing this person.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Dungeons are like casual content in the game. And nobody looks at that, you know what I mean? So like, there's no real reason to actually parse that. It's not like, hey, can you like put me into your static? Here are my dungeon parses. Like, and then they show them. No one looks at that. They need to see like savage parses, I think, for them to be picked up into a static. But yeah, that's why I was like, maybe they're a WoW player. Because I could just like imagine WoW players coming into Final Fantasy, they just like parse everything. Parsing dungeons is crazy. To be honest, I'm always surprised when people put up parses of things. Well, because I look at the site and I'm like, who the hell put a parse for Aglaya? Like I played Gunbreaker for fun and I noticed my Gunbreaker has like a parsing log now and I'm like, what? Like I didn't know like people just randomly put up logs out there to be public and you just have no idea sometimes. Sounds like it could have been a control thing to hold over OP more than it being useful info. I don't know why people do that in general. Like, oh no, I do know. They're probably one-upping them. OP's friend was definitely one-upping them all the time. Like, look at what I did. Look what this. You suck. I'm good. It felt like that. Why do people like want to make other people feel like shit? It'll make them not want to play. You're gonna lose your friend. Because I look at it like they're either gonna, one, get motivated to like get better, or two, they just quit because their friend is treating them badly. So I personally don't see the reason to like see why someone wants to make someone feel that way. Unless they just get a boost out of it, right? They get a boost for feeling better than someone else. Yeah, it's just always be nice to people. Like, they could have at least helped them. Like, I can help you. If they were like, I can help you become better and let's learn your job together or something like that. Instead of like, oh, you're playing like ass. You suck at Black Mage. I'm doing more damage than you. Oh man, that just... I can see why they left for like a year and didn't want to play anymore. I'm glad they didn't leave the game for good. Yeah, the game was too good. It brought them back naturally. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this Final Fantasy XIV drama story. If you have any of your own drama stories that you'd like me to share and read out anonymously, feel free to reach out to my Discord, discord.gg/Pathra. And a big thank you to my kind members who support my YouTube content.